Hello everyone, my name is Claudia Enriquez and my presentation is on Carnaval de San Miguel in El Salvador. Now let's talk about geography. El Salvador is one of the smallest of the 7 Central American countries. The capital of El Salvador is San Salvador. The second largest city is San Miguel, which was founded in 1939. This is where the Carnaval de San Miguel is held. Salvadorian cuisine is highly influenced by Spanish and indigenous cultures. Salvadorian cuisine originally relied only on corn, beans, and squash. However, when the Spanish colonized El Salvador in the years 1524 through 1539, it was then that European ingredients were incorporated. Such ingredients include cheese, onion, and beef. Indigenous tribes that influence Salvadorian cuisine include Lenca, Maya Chorty, Maya Pocamam, Cacao Pera, and Nahua Pipil. Now let's talk about the climate in El Salvador. Because of El Salvador's close proximity to the equator, the weather is very warm, tropical, and humid. There is a rainy season between May to October and a dry season from November through April. However, even though there is rainy season, it's still always warm in El Salvador. Some of the main crops grown in El Salvador are coffee, cotton, maize, which is corn. Now keep this crop or ingredient in mind because it is used in most of these Salvadorian foods. Another crop is sugarcane and loroco, which is a flower bud used in pupusas. Corn and beans are staples of Salvadorian cuisine. Now let's talk about the history of Carnaval de San Miguel. The Carnaval was originally held on May 8, which commemorated the day in which the city was founded. Again, the city was founded in 1939. In 1939, the council municipality decided to change the date to November 21st. So it was no longer held on November 8. It was now November 21st. And this was to honor the Virgen de la Paz, Virgin of Peace. The celebration initially was all about visiting local casinos and dancing. Then it became popular and one of the biggest celebrations in the city and in the country. Now the celebrations start 1 month before Carnaval, known as Carnavalitos. And this is because, again, the Carnaval de San Miguel is such a big celebration that the country or the town have decided to break it up into smaller celebrations so that everybody can be a part of it. The Carnavalitos once again start 1 month before, and it ends with the big celebration, the Carnaval de San Miguel. The official song is San Miguel en Carnaval. If you're interested in listening to it, you can find it on YouTube. During the Carnaval, there is pupusa eating contest, and one of the most anticipated events during the Carnival is the election of the town queen. During the Carnaval, there is music, dancing, and parades throughout the streets. People wear their most lavish clothing with feathers, glitter, and like very elaborate outfits. On November 21st, around 4 p.m., they have the procession of La Virgen de la Paz. This means that the Virgen de la Paz is taken out of the church and carried on a float and paraded throughout the city. Lastly, the carnival culminates with fireworks. Now let's take a dive into the gastronomy of the Carnaval. Pupusas. Pupusas is the national dish of El Salvador. It originated with the indigenous people in El Salvador and Western Honduras. The first pupusas were vegetarian. They are made out of masa, again, flour. It can be either corn or rice. Some of the most popular pupusas are revuelta, which is minced pork, beans, and cheese. There is also queso con loroco, which is just cheese with loroco, which is the flour bud, and plain cheese. Some of the main ingredients are pork, beans, cheese, and loroco. The pupusas are accompanied by curtido, which is a vinaigrette cabbage mixed with onions and carrots, and salsa, which is just plain tomato sauce. In 1988, pupusas were introduced to the world, and this was because during the Civil War, a lot of Salvadorians fled and migrated to other parts of the world. Pupusas are typically eaten with hands. If you were to visit El Salvador, you rarely would see anyone eat pupusas with a fork and knife. However, in other parts of the world, such as the United States, people typically eat pupusas using a fork. Unless you're Salvadorian, then you're eating it with your hands. Now let's talk about pastelitos salvadoreños, little pies. Its origin remains unclear. However, it is speculated that it originated from Puerto Rico. Pastelitos salvadoreños have a religious significance as it is primarily served during Holy Week to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It is also served during major festivals such as the Carnaval de San Miguel. The pastelitos are made from fried corn masa. It is flavored with different spices such as cumin, coriander, and paprika. It has vegetables and your meat of choice, either chicken, beef, or pork. It is also accompanied by curtido and salsa. Pastelitos are eaten as a snack or as an appetizer. Next, let's talk about tamales salvadoreños, Salvadorian tamales. Salvadorian tamales originated in Mesoamerica, which is the southern part of Mexico, all the way through Costa Rica. Basically Central America. So they originated about 8,000 to 5,000 BC. They were first prepared by indigenous cultures in Mexico and Guatemala, and then the rest of Latin America. They were considered a fast food in ancient days. This meant that because they were small and can be easily carried, they would take them hunting or when people went on long trips. And also they were used to feed soldiers during the war. Some ancient civilizations consider them a sacred food. Tamales symbolize tradition, family, and unity. So, because making tamales is a lengthy process, the entire family comes together, and each one takes on a task. And this can take anywhere from hours or it can take up to days to make. They are eaten primarily during holidays such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's. And also they are sold in El Carnaval de San Miguel. Tamales are made with masa, again, flour. And one of the differences between tamales salvadoreños and Mexican tamales is Salvadorian tamales are made with banana leaves. And of course, your meat of choice, chicken or beef or pork, and vegetables, and a non-spicy sauce. Now let's talk about one of the most served beverages in El Salvador, cola champagne. Cola champagne was invented in Puerto Rico by Ángel Rivero Méndez in 1902. It was later introduced to El Salvador in the 20th century. The name cola means a soft drink. And champagne, you may think it contains alcohol, just like the champagne in the United States. However, it does not have any alcohol. In fact, it is a very sweet drink. Cola champagne is made out of sugar cane and carbonated water with artificial flavors. One interesting fact was that cola champagne has different names in different parts of the world. For example, in Haiti, it's called cola Corun. In Peru, it's called Inca Cola. In Puerto Rico, it's called cola champagne as well, but with a K. And many people say that the flavor is similar to a juicy fruit gum. And I have tried both the cola champagne from El Salvador and Inca Cola, and I can say they both taste very similar and do taste somewhat like juicy fruit gum. And cola champagne can be, you can drink it pretty much any time of the day. Some local recommendations in the Bay Area. There is a restaurant called El Águila. There's different locations in San Jose. I personally have gone there and I like their Salvadorian pupusas. And also Pupuseria del Mi. There's two locations that I know of in San Jose. One is in a small food stand on Monterey, and you can see the picture to the right. It's a very small place, but in my opinion, they have one of the best pupusas. So if you're interested, please stop by. There's another one off of First Street, I believe, but that's in a restaurant. And thank you for watching my presentation. Have a great day.